I did it again. I literally did it again. I sat here and my mic wasn't on. I know. I'm sorry. Let me just restart. Number 1, Pop-Tarts. My mom got these off-brand Pop-Tarts and the icing is better. They're like softer. They taste how you... Holy crap. Olive. I'm gonna give them away. Tastes like how they taste when you put them in the microwave, but like soft and like very, very good. So Pop-Tarts, woohoo, yay. I went to YWLS. I screwed up that name earlier when I was trying to say it. Earlier this weekend, and what I was saying when I was talking to myself was that it was so fun. I felt like my own person, which is so nice. Zach, it's been a minute since you like joined. Literally a freaking blast, because I went around to like Media Row and like, I don't know. I was just quite literally my own person, which was nice for once. And I got to do what I wanted to do. So went there this weekend, got to hang out with a lot of people, made a bunch of new friends, which main goal, to be completely honest. And it was fun. And, you know, we had fun. Everything was fun. It was fun. I had fun. So, with that being said, I missed out on the little protest that they had because I knew that something was happening. Because one of my friends had told me, but then totally forgot about it by the time the day came. If I could describe to you the pain that I was in on Sunday morning, it hurt so bad. My feet hurt so bad. My feet still hurt. It was exhausting. I got like 2 hours of sleep because we went out the night before. Now, unfortunately, I was not at the protest, but I will be at the next one, definitely, because I am sad. I haven't been to a protest in a long time. So anyways, back to the main original part of this conversation, which is quite literally what happened in Oaklawn, Dallas. If you don't know what Oaklawn is, it's a subsection of downtown Dallas that they have conveniently pushed all the gay people over to. Involuntarily, they kind of just made it their own little space, which is fine. But there's like rainbows on the sidewalk, and everywhere you go, there's a pride flag. Everywhere you go, it's just like what you'd expect it to be. It's just the gay area of Dallas. And they have gay bars over there. And apparently there was a bar, 21 plus gay bar, that was hosting a drag queen dance thing. Like, I don't even know. I was going to say story hour, but definitely was not story hour. It was a drag queen, like, freaking dance party or something. They had little children there who were watching these grown men dressed as women dancing. Yeah, child-friendly. First of all, what the hell is child-friendly about a bunch of grown-ass men with their stuff hanging out, dancing half naked around a bunch of children? Can somebody tell me that? Make that make sense. It's gross. It's disgusting. Child-friendly drag show at Dallas gay bar prompts state lawmakers to act. As footage from a Dallas gay bar's Drag the Kids to Pride, that's what the event was called, swept across social media this past weekend. Brian Slayton, what a guy. Dude, he's epic. I've met him. He's good. He's a good one. My parents have, like, mutual friends with him, and he's, like, the real freaking deal. Announced his plans Monday to file legislation protecting kids from drag shows and other inappropriate displays as soon as the next legislative session begins. The drag queen show at Mr. Mister's Bar and Club was marketed to families as part of a celebration of Pride Month. However, as scantily clad drag queens danced provocatively up the aisle in front of a large sign that read, "It's not gonna lick itself." They accepted dollar bills from clapping children seated at the bar. Looks absolutely horrendous. But you know what? I'm gonna play it. There's a child right here. Absolutely not. There's Isabella. Ew, what is that? What is that? All of these people need to be arrested. Look at this nasty ass woman on the ground over here. Disgusting, disgusting. Fat person in the red, disgusting. These children, they're being absolutely abused. And they're just giving them money. Why don't you take your freaking money to the Lego store? Or why don't you go do something worth your time and take your kids to the freaking park, for crying out loud? Take your kids to the park. Take them to school, for crying out loud. Are you kidding me? You've got to be kidding me. I wish I was there. I wish I was there. And shout out to literally, like, Gabe was there. John Doyle was there. Pretty sure Radical Politics was there. Pretty sure a lot of the other guys were there. They're doing God's work, for crying out loud. They're actually going and saying stuff to these people. Take them to church. Great point. Exactly. Repulsive. It's disgusting. Why? Where are these parents? Where are they now? What are they doing? Oh, children are invited on stage and walk with the drag queens. Absolutely freaking lovely.
If you know and you think you can do it like we do it, I want you to come up here real quick. If you think you can do it, if you think you can walk.
What is that? Why?
Who wants to be a diva?
No! These kids are freaking screwed. They're screwed for freaking life.
You pick who you want to walk the runway with. You pick who you want to walk the runway with.
I did not see this when I was a kid.
How about, okay, one person can go with me. Who wants to go first? You want to go with me? All right, this is my partner in crime today. You ready to do this? On the count of 3, here we go.
I did not see things like this as a kid.
3, let's go.
Look, that kid doesn't even want to be there. Look at the way he's walking. He's embarrassed. That is heartbreaking. No. I swear, if these parents are ever seen in public ever again, it's literally on site. It's not cool. It's not trendy. It's not funny. It's not woke. It's not anything other than freaking disgusting. It's sick. And it makes me so mad. And I would not hesitate to go in there and say something. Unbelievable. This is the stuff that makes me genuinely mad. What's the goal? Other than, like, literally just perversion. You don't get to manipulate children and indoctrinate children and abuse children and just target them. Slayton said the events of this past weekend were horrifying and show a disturbing trend in which perverted adults are obsessed with sexualizing young children. I mean, these grown-ass men are walking around in bikinis and dancing and doing all this stuff while these children are shoving dollar bills down their pants. What was I doing at like 8? I was watching cartoons. And eating Pop-Tarts. I'm still doing that at 23 years old. I'm not going to shit like this. I'm just saying. Protecting our own children isn't enough, and our responsibility as lawmakers extends to the sexualization that is happening across Texas. Across Texas! And we are getting heated on this one, because the people love it. Meanwhile, outside of the bar, here we go. Concerned parents and community members protested the event and were met with vitriol and assaulted by counter-protesters. One drag queen interviewed after the event says he hopes the event will inspire more children to participate in drag. Okay, so Fleckas did an interview. Sabatini said something about it. He'll file a bill to ban drag shows in the presence of minors in Texas. So the bill from Greenville, Texas, says following several news stories and videos over the weekend in which underage Texas children were subject to inappropriate sexual content by adults, State Representative Brian Slayton announced he plans to file legislation protecting kids from drag shows and other inappropriate displays as soon as the next legislative session begins. My contact's drying out. The events of this past weekend were horrifying and show a disturbing trend. Yes. I promise my voters that I would stand up for their values and fight to protect Texas kids. I was reelected on that promise, and I intend to keep it by authoring legislation to defend kids from being subjected to drag shows and other inappropriate events. I look forward to working with my colleagues to pass this important legislation. So, with that being said, there better be no more drag time story hours, no more drag shows that we're taking kids to, none of this BS of just like quite literally manipulating children and trying to get them more involved. It's sick. After all of that, there's been a lot of events that have been canceled from like them planning stuff in Dallas. And here's an article specifically about, quote, right-wing protesters target Dallas family event. Yeah, okay. The Drag the Kids to Pride show kicked off Pride Month in Dallas found itself to be a flashpoint between anti-LGBTQ right-wing protesters, attendees of the event, and police at a popular gay bar and safe space in the city's Oak Lawn neighborhood. The organizers of the drag event billed it as a family-friendly drag queen story hour event at Mr. Mister, located at the corner of Cedar Springs Road and Reagan Street. But according to both the Dallas Voice, the local LGBTQ media outlet, and WFAA 8, protesters also showed up outside the event, some carrying signs that read, "Stop grooming the kids and stop exploiting kids." Very true. Are they wrong? Are they literally wrong? Tell me that they're wrong. According to WFAA, during the event, drag performers danced and walked down the aisle in the center of the room. At times, the dancers would take dollar bills from some of the children. Kids also wanted to walk with the dancers down the aisle during the event. I'm sorry, but that kid looked like he did not want to walk down. I just showed y'all that video. He was not having it. He did not want to be there. His parents probably literally dragged him to be there. So there's this person named Cannon Brown, a Dallas LGBTQ activist and founding former head of the Dallas Stonewall Young Democrats. What a lovely, beautiful person. Took to Facebook posting pictures of the protesters, captioning the post, "Christo-fascist" on Cedar Springs in front of Mr. Mister. Get down here. Now, when we went to UNT and we would go to these protests, they called us Christo-fascists, and I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. You're literally saying we're like Christian white supremacists, basically. And it's just like, that's the best you have. That's actually the best name that you have. One woman who was protesting, who didn't want to give her last name, said she saw the first few posters from the event near where she lives. She was at the bar after the event with a "Stop Grooming the Kids" poster. Epic. So, I live in this community. I have for several years. I don't believe that I should be seeing signs advertising for children to be dancing on stage with men in thongs and inappropriate clothing and makeup. I do not in any way condone the behavior that these people are engaging in, but what drags me out here is it's kids now. Yeah, that's the problem. We host our champagne drag brunch every Saturday at 2 p.m. for guests that are 21 plus. Ooh. They're going to regret releasing that information. That's all I'll say. Not in like a threatening way, just like people are going to show up. It's a given. But we have partnered with some of our major community partners to host a special Pride drag brunch for all guests, including guests that couldn't normally attend our regular show because of the drinking age restriction, to raise money for a local LGBTQ youth organization. We are more than happy to open our doors to celebrate Pride in a family-friendly, safe environment, separate from our normal operations of 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. on Saturdays, because we believe that everyone should have a space to be able to celebrate who they are. Even a bunch of 6-year-olds who have absolutely no freaking idea what's going on, other than their eyes are now absolutely scarred that they're seeing grown men walking around in thongs. That's a serious problem. Mr. Mister is a place where everyone is welcome to feel accepted, safe, and included. I would not feel safe there. We had a group of protesters outside yelling homophobic threats, transphobic remarks, and vile accusations at these children and parents. It's so sad to see that in 2020, there are people that still want to protest others celebrating who they are. It's not who you are. You're literally dressing up as somebody else. It's literally men dressing up as women. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. It's literally not. It is so sad to see, whatever. In a statement provided by the anti-LGBTQ group Protect Texas Kids, tried to claim that Dallas police officers had removed the children from the drag show, which WFAA reported as untruthful, a fact verified by the Dallas Police Department. So I did see that. I saw an article that said that the cops escorted out the children. Not the case. You think the cops are going to help? Okay. Bold statement. A spokesperson for the police department told media outlets that its officers showed up to assist with crowd control and help the crowd disperse in a safe manner. So this is also what they said. We decided to organize this protest when we saw advertising for the event a few weeks ago. We researched the bar and quickly found out that it's a gay bar. And we were also pretty concerned when we saw the signage at the bar's website that says it's not going to lick itself. We just launched our organization and this was our first event. Yeah. Anyways, protests went really well. Very, very impressed by the videos that I saw. Don't know what to tell you, but it's not okay. You quite literally bring children to these events and you subject them to this abuse and torture and want them to be all up on these people, and it's just stop. Perfect. Here we go. Let me show you this. This is good. This is great.
Weekend in Weimar. On Saturday, a nightclub in Dallas held an event called Drag Your Kids to Pride. At the event, little kids danced with drag queens and tipped them with dollar bills. This is grotesque. Sexualizing children always is. So there were a small number of brave protesters outside. One of them was our friend Alex Stein. He tried to get into the event because it was a public event, and so he was assaulted. Why?
By far one of the funniest, nicest, and coolest people I've ever met, by the way. Honestly, he's just so genuine and truthful. It's great. One of the protesters... They literally got in a physical altercation. They grabbed his phone, threw it on the ground.
Good for Alex Stein. If more people acted like that, we'd have less sexualizing children. Now, the last thing they want you to do is see it.
Very
before
true.
They attack you when you do.
They threw his phone on the ground. That was insane. And then, chucked his phone. Alex ripped the mask off the guy, which good. There are 20 people over here putting their hands on him. That's the most fun part, though. I mean, if you think about it, not everybody's willing to go in. Not everybody's willing to go all in on the action, but to be honest, on my way. I would absolutely love to have been there. I don't care. They all went. They said what they needed to say. They made great points. Absolutely worth it. Like, I had no idea there was like freaking physical altercations happening. I also had no idea that Tucker Carlson talked about it, but heck yeah. Children were encouraged to interact with performers, and some even offered them dollar bills. Protesters who gathered outside the event held signs that said, "Stop grooming kids." Question of whether or not teaching LGBTQ content to children before they reach puberty has become a serious issue in the United States. Pardon my French, but absolutely no shit. No freaking shit that it has become a serious issue in the United States. To literally do that before they reach puberty, they don't even know what's going on. They have absolutely no idea what's going on. What even is your TikTok handle now? Right now, my TikTok username is Yo, it's Kaylee Campbell. So, go follow Yo, it's Kaylee Campbell. I doubt this live is going to blow up. What does the top of my hoodie say? I don't know. One of my friends gave it to me in Arizona. I think it says Supreme. Yeah, it's Supreme. So, here's what the rest of the article says. Some parents are outraged at the sexualization of minors, while others happily encourage their children to not only explore their sexuality, but walk in pride parades and place dollars in drag queens' underwear. What is appropriate content for children has drastically changed as Pride Month gains popularity. The Dallas Drag Show is no big deal to some parents who believe that allowing children to explore their sexuality is healthy, but many concerns have been raised about grooming. As they should. As they literally should. Young children are often more easily manipulated. They are more likely to trust adults and can be taken advantage of without question. Pedophiles and abusers know this and often target children. While it is unclear if the Mr. event organizers had taken any precautions to ensure that pedophiles and child abusers did not come to their show, well, I'm sorry, they didn't try that freaking hard enough because, hello, the entire show was performed by pedophiles and child abusers. That's exactly what happened in Dallas. I hope you guys realize that. Literally, that whole event, it's not just making sure that pedophiles and child abusers weren't there. The show was performed by pedophiles and child abusers. That's what they are. I don't care. I'm not going to be nice about it. Frankly, don't give a shit. If you're going to expose kids to a bunch of this stuff, guess what? You're going to be called a pedophile. You're going to be called a child abuser. You're going to be called a groomer. You're going to be called a child molester. Like, all of these things are what you are if you choose to make kids engage in content like this. That's just what it is. And I'm not going to be nice about it. I'm not. What's your freaking point? What's your point? Why do you want to expose kids to this? While it is unclear if Mr. event organizers had taken any precautions to ensure that pedophiles and child abusers do not come to their shows, they didn't try hard enough. The Dallas drag performance did normalize sexual dancing and behavior of strippers to children. Any youth who can read were likely to question what the neon sign was indicating. I mean, that's just obvious within itself. What the hell? A small child, perhaps 5 or 6, stuffs money into the underwear of a nearly naked drag queen as parents look upon smiling. Clip these people's faces. Clip these freaking people's faces. Who are they? Where are they? And how do we find them? It's literally an abomination. I'm not going to be easy on this. I'm not going to go light on this topic at all. I'm not. I don't care. I'm not going to be nice. This stuff is the stuff that needs to be talked about. And if anybody has a problem with it, then they're part of the problem. This is exactly why so many parents are leaving the public education system and no longer support Pride Month. While the Dallas Drag Show was an optional event and parents chose to bring their children to an adult bar with adult content geared at children, it is yet one small situation connected to a growing epidemic of the sexualization of minors in society. Families working to protect their children from groomers and abusers are finding it more difficult to raise their kids without others sexualizing them before they are sexually mature, and that is what concerns them the most. Hello, there's a bug. So, in conclusion, In conclusion, this is not the first event that has happened in Dallas. This will not be the last event that's happened in Dallas. But you have my word that I will be there at the next one of these events that happens, because how many more days of this BS do we have? Over 20. So that'll be really, really fun to watch children be absolutely manipulated for the next 25 days. It doesn't even stop after Pride Month. That's very true. The problem lies within this community continuing to indoctrinate children and manipulate them and groom them and abuse them and sexualize them, and it makes me sick to my absolute stomach, and it's not okay, and it will never be okay. It's not cool. And nobody's gonna let it slide. You think the people that went to the protest, were bad? Just wait. The groups get bigger, okay? And people aren't gonna put up with it. And parents are gonna wake up, and they're gonna realize. And then the government and these little events that are happening are going to have a lot more people backing them, is what I'll say. This is why we need to normalize straight pride. I was at a straight pride parade in Boston. Everyone was fully clothed. Isn't that ironic? I just find that interesting. It seems as if one side is very clean-cut, non-sexualizing, normal, and it seems as if, though, the other side is frantic, over-sexualizing, and just not it. That's all I can say. So on that note, I've got to go. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching today's episode, because none of that is okay. None of it's okay, and it won't be okay. And everybody has a problem with it, and if we all stand together and actually fight against it, something will be done. Just like what we witnessed yesterday. Thank you, Brian Slayton. That will do a lot. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Wednesday, stay tuned. Stay tuned for Wednesday, because I won't be live on my show, but I may be live on somebody else's show. So I will let you know. But join the Discord. Click the link. Follow my Instagram. Follow or subscribe to the YouTube, do all that. You can go rewatch this episode again. That's the best part. If you go subscribe to the YouTube channel, we'll get all the highlights. Get all the screaming moments. Those are literally the best. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Bye! Children were encouraged to interact with performers, and some even offered them dollar bills. Protesters who gathered outside the event held signs that said, "Stop grooming kids." Question of whether or not